Hello, today I'm going to go over how to find and keep a job as transgender. And I am a special because I'm in the tech industry, so people technically don't care whether you are trans. Heck, they don't care if you're an alien or not, so long as you can get the job done. And I'm very passionate about the computers. I love computers and they make me smile. So I get very knowledgeable about them, and I learn things, so I'm a good fit. But if you're like a general person of transgenderism and maybe you don't have like a specific outlook on what you want in life, it might get a little tough. The one thing I would recommend is trying to fit in with your desired gender as much as you can, and then go find the job, because it's very, very hard to find and keep a job while you're transitioning. Personally, I was able to, but like I said, I love computers, but and I did a good job, so they really didn't want to let me go for $8 an hour, and I knew how to update servers, and I knew HTML, JavaScript, CSS. They really didn't want to let me go. So, but if you're in a general job, like fast food, grocery store, something generic like that, something that's not career-based, it's a job. Something that you just go in, you get basic training, and you do. The top thing like I said, it's a really, really good idea to be already either you look like you are gender neutral, like you don't look like either gender. I think that would be a good thing. Or you like gender ambiguous, because that's more acceptable than like you being blatantly obvious. And unfortunately, not all states have protection laws to protect transgender people. California does, but they don't really have that many protections for when they don't make it through the job and they are discriminated against. There isn't a lot of help to investigate that. So yeah, that's the one thing. You need to be either gender ambiguous or really, really in touch with your gender, and then stick with it. Like if you can already have your first name changed to the gender you want to be, or make it like a gender ambiguous name. The second thing is always put your 100% in it and always contribute, because if you're a valuable employee and you show your positive qualities, if it does come up that they do discover that you're not a general gender specific person, if you fall out of the binary, they're likely to give you more consideration and get to know you as a person, see your positive qualities, and they're likely not to care as much than if you are a employee that's lazy, or you talk behind people's backs, or things of that sort. So yeah, you a little careful about that. 3, I wouldn't just jump and say, I am a trans man and I want a penis. No, you wouldn't want to do that necessarily. It's good just act like yourself as a regular person, and it's something that, it's just something that is there, but you don't see as matters, and so if you don't treat it like a big deal, other people won't treat it like a big deal. I have to say that has helped so much. I'll tell people, if in the beginning when I was first transitioning, I said, hey, I'm transgender, but I'm getting through it, and they really didn't care, because I didn't treat it like a big deal. I didn't invest the emotion into it, or I was upset. I was just careful about it, and I just didn't treat it like it was a big deal. I was just batting my eyes. It's like, oh, well, I didn't tell you because I didn't think it was a big deal, and it worked, surprisingly. So have a good work ethic. it's better to concentrate on yourself as a person, and it's good to remind yourselves that transgenderism is only a part of you, it's not the whole of you. Transgenderism, you just happen to have that chemical imbalance when you were developing in the womb, where the opposite hormone was sent to your brain that's differing from your genitalia. So it's just a chance thing that happened, and as a result you have to get treatment for it because it is a condition. So if you treat it like it's not a big deal and it's something that's natural, a lot of the time it will turn over a lot of people that might have been very close-minded at first. You just don't treat it like a big deal. You show them you first, and then you remind them that it's only a part of you. Getting the job, getting the job is more having to be ambiguous or already transitioned or already passed to the point where you don't raise red flags for people who are more close-minded, because they might be the people who are interviewing you, but they're not your manager. Your manager might be the very open-minded person, but the person interviewing you is very close-minded, so you have to keep that into consideration. To keep the job, just exhibit positive qualities, keep the transgenderism to yourself, because it technically, a lot of people consider it a medical condition that you just get treatment for. That's what I consider it as, and I treat it like that, and a lot of people are just treated like, to me, like I have a cold, I'm taking some things and I have to see a doctor for it. That's what it is. It's just like that. Or it's like autism. I think that a lot of people actually do treat me very well is because I do have high functioning autism, so I do odd things anyway, so I guess they don't care as much. I'm more zany in the first place, so they're like, oh well, this isn't the weirdest thing that you've done or said to us, so yeah. But like I said, if you're concentrating on the positive qualities, don't look back, don't get into gossip. That's the number one thing. Don't get into gossip. Don't talk about other people, and they won't talk about you, and don't judge other people, and they probably won't judge you. It's just something about, if you have depth, like you don't have just width and height, you have depth, because remember, shallow people are too scared to go into the deep end. So keep that in mind. Be a person of depth, a person that's reliable and trustworthy, because those qualities will speak more for you. And if you're not just some lifeless drone who happens to be in the gender conforming, I find that they don't care about that. If you have some value to you, if you're a hard worker, they're a lot more willing to give gender conforming Joe the boot than you. So if you have any specific questions, please leave a comment. Alright, thank you.